Do you ever look at someone and wonder, what's going inside their head? What is going on, guys? Welcome to Comes Videos, and welcome back to my WTF series reviews, where I review something so bad that it's good, or something so bad that I would much rather lick battery acid. So today I'll be reviewing Blade Trinity. I'm gonna get real with you guys for a second. Teach you a little something about screenwriting. I'm no expert, but I do have the understanding behind screenwriting. A lot of mistakes, a lot of early coming screenwriters make, and just not even just screenwriters, writers in general, is the fact that when they're trying to structure their story, there's a lot of cause effect, cause effect, cause effect. What happens when you get something like that, especially on the big screen, you're just watching, as an audience member, you're seeing events unfold that don't really amount to anything, especially when not executed properly. And this movie, Blade Trinity, is a lot like that, because things are just happening, different causes making different effects, and there's not really one overarching problem other than Dracula. And even though Dracula is not even in this movie for very long, and he doesn't really do anything. So I haven't seen the first two in a couple years now, but I do remember really liking them a lot. Never really loved them, but I always really liked them, and I wish I could see more of Blade and the lore. But anyway, let's talk about what this movie is about. Like I mentioned, it's about Dracula, but we'll get into that in a second. So, Blade and Abraham something. Abraham something. It's something with a W. Forgive me, sue me. I can't review this movie because I forgot a character's name. Whatever. So Blade and Abraham are doing their normal thing, just hunting vampires, and then one of the vampires is like, you know what? I'm sick of Blade's shit. He's been doing this for 3 or 4 years, but now it's today. I'm just in the pissy mood, so today's going to be the day I actually do something about it. Why today? Just because I step on some Legos? I don't know. But they're like, let's frame him. Why? Because Blade's never really been in the public eye? I don't know. But hey, it should be easier to capture him. So they make him hunt some vampires, lose pretty much 18 guys in the process. All that just to get to one guy who's not really a vampire. Which begs the question, was that worth it? You lost 18 possibly good characters, good villains, or just good friends of yours just to get to the one, whatever. So it's this vampire wannabe, fake teeth, it's a human, and he's like, oh shit, you're not a vampire. And he's like, yeah, you dumb shit. And then the FBI flashes the light on him, and then he's like, fuck. And then he gets back home, he's wanted, and then the FBI raids his house. He's like, shit. Things are unfolding just to unfold. Nothing interesting at this point. The way is, especially the way it's executed, because Blade being on the run could be very interesting, because we never really see Blade in the public eye. So having this element, even though not really ideal for a plot, it could be interesting, especially if done well. But you know this movie too well. It's not done well. So how do they find him? They find Abraham. They just follow him home. So they're like, we've been following you for years. We've been trying to find you. But all it took to find Blade was Abraham? How do you know Abraham's working with Blade? Or, in fact, if you knew he was working with Blade, why didn't you stop him earlier? Because Abraham's out in the fucking streets every single day doing jack jiggly shit. But we gotta move on, because now we gotta introduce the psychiatric douche. He's just like, yeah, you're crazy, you're obviously delusional. So he sticks him in the neck with some syringe, and Blade be like, whoa, dude, I'm like so fucked. And the psychiatric dude, who'd be like, yo, I'm here to help you. He eventually goes like, Blade, guess what? I'm a villain. Ooh. And then when that reveal happens, one of the vampires cool. I guess there was vampires in the FBI corner thing, whatever. Gets tossed through the fucking two-way mirror, and then here comes Ryan Reynolds with a "fuck you" sticker, just trying to help Blade escape. He gives him some mouth thing. Yeah, whatever. Now we're introduced to this team of Night Stalkers, and the only character that I was actually half interested in was Peyton Oswalt. Not even Ryan Reynolds was interesting, because this is probably the most unfunny Ryan Reynolds has been. He still has his shtick, but wow, it is bad. There's no chemistry between him and Wesley Snipes, and that's clear because they never really got along on set. That's very out there in the public. But there's nothing happening, really. They just introduced a couple new toys. Things happen. Something happens in the second act. They resurrect Dracula, and then Dracula walks in front of some stupid green screen in the middle of like a city. I don't know where they're supposed to be at. It looked like he was in Miami. Horrible green screen. Some of the worst green screening I've seen in this franchise. But he's just walking with this hip hop music. Wow, 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 wow. I'm like, so yeah, now Dracula's in the picture with already a kind of clusterfuck of just visual noise and plot noise to make it seem like important shit's happening. Dracula does absolutely nothing. He just kind of lingers around, and he's like, oh, I'm not going to help my vampire brothers, sisters, children, whatever, because you guys are sad excuses. And out of nowhere, he's like, oh, you want me to kill this dude because he's hunting you? Okay, I'm game. So his first interaction with Blade is not him trying to kill him. He just says, see, let's see what you got, Jaywalker. And then he just starts fucking booking it. And then there's this pointless chasing. And then at the end of it, he's carrying this baby. He's like, oh, I heard you got a weakness for humans. So he already knew he had weakness for humans. And he's like, okay, we're going to end up fighting one day, and it's going to be me that kills you. And then chucks the baby and disappears. What did we learn in that? He already confirmed what we already knew, is that they were going to fight. And yeah, that he knew that he had the love for humans. That was a 5.5-minute chase sequence that led up to that moment. Nothing was learned. And then Dracula, for no reason, he's like, okay, now I'm going to kill everybody on the hunter side. How do I know where they're from? I guess he just knew or something. He kills literally everybody other than the three main characters. The chick with a bow, Wesley Snipes, and Ryan Reynolds, who is mostly getting his ass beat half the time and doing shitty quips. Those three are alive, and some random child, Ryan Reynolds, is being tortured, I guess. I think? And then he's just getting his ass beat, making a bunch of dick jokes, and oh my god, the comedy in this movie is terrible. I already talked about Ryan Reynolds' comedy, but then this one horrible joke that they actually made a pause to make it so the audience could laugh. She's like, you guys gotta stop saying dicks. This is while Ryan Reynolds is being tortured with 3 other vampires in a room. She's like, you guys gotta stop saying dicks. You know how I'm envious I don't have a dick? I'm like... And then it paused. Like there was a silent master shot of the scene. Like we were supposed to soak that in and just laugh. Ugh. Yeah, then Wesley Snipes comes into the day, saves, fight sequence happens, Ryan Reynolds fist fights the dude with the ponytail, the guy I think that's from WWE, great acting, sure, and then the chick with the bow just does things, and then Wesley Snipes fights Dracula. This is their first actual fight, by the way, and it's their last fight, because spoiler alert, Blade wins. It's so boring. It's so boring. So in the middle of the conflict with Blade and Dracula, or Drake, my bad, one of the henchmen was going to like shoot Blade in the middle of the fight, and then I'm like, I'm pretty sure Dracula's not going to want that because he's actually in a mano-a-mano fight. He's all about honor. That's going to piss him off. So I don't know what this dude thinks is going to happen. Chick with the bow comes in there, shoots him, he dies. And then there's people on the other side they're on this catwalk when this fight's happening. So she kills him. And then there's a bunch of other vampires with guns, right? So you know what she does? She goes like this. And in that 5-second sequence, this guy takes one shot. She's standing still. Like, I'm not exaggerating when she just went like... He goes like this. Bam! And fucking misses. And then she shoots him. I've heard a stormtrooper aim. I get it. It's hard when you're wearing helmets, and it's hard when they're moving targets, and you got plastic armor that's supposed to pass as super futuristic high-tech armor. But I get that. But this dude is wearing a fucking suit. He's got nothing over his face, and the bitch ain't moving. Fucking shoot! I'm pretty sure a 3-year-old can make that shot. Anyway, Blade and Dracula had this overly CG fight, even for the time. It was just awful. It's just like they fall literally one floor from this like other miniature cement cool bridge catwalk style thing to the next floor, and when they fall, like shit just crumbles and just like splatters like in After Effects. I'm like, that fall won't even make you sprain your ankle, let alone do that kind of damage. They get the cure, because that was another plot point. That was to get rid of all the vampires, I think, or was just to kill them all. I don't remember. They stick into him, and then he dies, and he gives his final speech to Blade, because after he died, he kind of comes back. He's like, yeah, the thirst will get you. Dies. Blade is assumed dead. We cut to the morgue where it's Blade, and then the FBI is like, we finally got our man. Then Ryan Reynolds is like, they didn't get their man, because when you see Wesley Snipes, his tattoos start disappearing, and it's actually Dracula. Ba-ba-ba! Thunderstrike. There's one major thing wrong with this. That thing, that cure that was supposed to kill everybody, yeah, it wasn't just to kill them. They're also cured and they're dead, so it's a double thing. So why does he still have his vampire powers? And why is he able to transform from his like Dracula true self back to his human form, and then into Wesley Snipes after he dies, and then he's revealed to be back to human self Dracula when it was convenient for the FBI? Be like, well, God damn it, we just missed him. And then we get the CGI shot of like the glasses zoom out. It's Blade, and he's like, oh, look at the reflection of my city. What's he gonna do? Because apparently that little blood spurt that doesn't shoot up actually goes all around, because that little bit of mist is gonna actually cover the entire planet. What's he gonna do after that? When there's no vampires, I guess the theme was a man can't live without a war when he was born and raised in war. I guess that's the message of the movie. I can't tell you. My head hurts, and I'm not joking. This isn't a bit. My head does hurt. Blade Trinity is a goddamn mess. Terrible writing. Some of the dialogue was just, wow. People got paid. And the plot structure feels like it's a draft one. Like, because draft ones feel like this all the time. And they just kind of forgot that they needed another 17 drafts, 18 drafts. Because people don't realize you got to write 20 scripts of the same thing. And then that's when they're like, yeah, maybe this is shootable. Maybe. It's just, ooh, I gotta hit you in my neck. Well, that's gonna be it for today's, guys. Oh, God. I can't wait for next week's review. It was a special request from New World Nerds. Make sure you subscribe to them. And, yeah. Peace out. No outro. Just peace. Don't do this. This is not healthy. Quarantine plus this equals stabbing yourself in the eye with a fork.